Oh, hey, Grant from Gearhead School. Coming at you from Studio Juke. Heading down to eastern North Carolina to the Independent Garage Owners of North Carolina is having a meeting tonight. Rick White from 180 Biz is going to come in and do a presentation. Actually going to be here for 4 days on the eastern North Carolina area. They're going to let me open up tonight and warm the crowd tonight, so I'm going to ride down and say a few things about Gearhead School. Got the big old Dominion tractor trailer there. Since I had a little time on my hands, I thought it'd be a topic I've been wanting to do. This could probably turn into several YouTube videos. It's we'll call it, so you want to be an automotive instructor. Now, I don't have intimate knowledge about a lot of it. I know a little bit about all of it. For instance, you can get into public education. It's going to be high school or community college, secondary, post-secondary, private training, UTI, NASCAR Tech, or other types of for-profit schools, not state-supported, manufacturers, Ford, GM, Tesla. You need an independent trainer. Or like I say, the ones related to suppliers like equipment manufacturers, parts, CarQuest Technical Institute and Napa, and a lot of those guys have trainers, scan tool trainers, independent trainers. Sometimes you have a guy, you tend to find an independent trainer, somebody has an expertise in a boutique line or something, maybe a certain type of diesel engine. Or I was a Honda trainer, Honda drivability for 6 years. I know a lot of guys that kind of do a boutique type training program, and that's okay. But sooner or later, generally everything becomes mainstream. Maybe you're the only guy, you're the best guy right now for a certain powertrain in a certain car, and there's a lot of interest in that. But you generally find sooner or later it becomes mainstream enough to where you're no longer the only person offering it, and then it just changes. So keep that in mind. The one that I have intimate knowledge of is, like I say, working at a post-secondary in community college, state-supported community college. Did that for 15.2 years. Just talking about the types of positions. It's not going to be an hourly job. It's going to be a salaried job. And you're either going to get like a 9 or a 10 month or a 12 month. A 9 and 10 basically mean you're going to be teaching in the fall and spring, and you won't teach in the summer. At least under that contract you won't. More likely you won't be teaching in the summer. So you get 9 months, basically you don't have much time. You got about a week before school starts, you show up, and then about a week after school's over, you're gone. Some pay 10 months, you get a little more time before school starts and after school ends to do, prep work, working on the program, going to training on the school's dime instead of your dime. But either way, a 9 or a 10 means you're not working in the summer. And like I say, a 12 means you'll be teaching all 3 semesters, fall, spring, summer. Sometimes it's called a 9 plus a 3. It's the same thing. They always like to do it that way. A lot of them like to do it in the 9 plus a 3, so if something happens and things slow down, they don't need you in the summer, they'll say, well, we're not going to honor the 3-month. I worked for 15 years and I always had a 9 plus 3, and for all 15 years I always got 12 months pay. The trend now, unfortunately, in the state of North Carolina is to shorten programs up. Now this is the crazy part. There's some automotive programs right now have less classes and less credit hours than a associate degree was 10 years ago. Yet the car's gotten a lot more complicated. The big deal is now they want to shorten the classes up to make it easier to pass the class so they can get their completion rate up. Somehow or another, they've just decided, all these PhDs just now figured out that the completion rate's low. I could have told them that, a long time ago. So now's the chatter that a lot of the funding is going to be based off of completion rate versus bodies and seats. So now they're concerned. But anyway, so what happened at one of the schools, they come in and shorten the program, but we threw out a hybrid electric class. They put the pressure on us, and that class went and another class. And next thing you know, we don't have enough credit hours to support a second summer, where you'd fall, spring, summer, fall, spring. The second year summer, they dropped that. And so now we've got 4 instructors, but we don't need but 2 for the summer. So what are we going to do, arm wrestle? I left because of that, but I'm not the gold standard here. I know that there are other programs that lost some guys. I mean, in the state of North Carolina, I'm sure there's 5 data or more that's gone because of that. Here's the problem. Who's going to leave a job if you got a lot of credentials to teach? You're master certified, you're L1 to teach drivability, you got an associate's degree. You're pretty sharp character. Why are you going to leave a job that pays well and not a bad gig at all and come to work at a school for 9 months and have no job in the summer? So you're going to see 5 years from now, the state of North Carolina, I think the community college automotive system is going to be in a bad state of affairs. You know, who are you going to get? How low are you going to drop the bar to get somebody, some warm bodies? You know, we worry about putting warm bodies in bays. We'll put warm bodies in classrooms as instructors. Anyway, so you either a 9 or 10 month contract offered or a 12. You want the 12. Not unless you want summers off, but you don't get paid for the summer. Don't forget that. They may work around to get 12 paychecks, but you're not getting paid in the summer. That includes you also got your insurance and all. You got to pay for, prorate and pay for it before the summer comes around. You got to pay for your benefit package. You're getting paid in 9 to 10 months spread over 12. So if you do get the contract deal, you're going to get a nice benefit package. You're going to get, you know, medical, retirement, the whole ball of wax. State of North Carolina's got a great health program. I was in it long enough when I retired. I took a early retirement. Yeah, in fact, I officially retired, but I'm working my ass off. So I'm working harder now than I ever have worked. I left not meaning to retire, but get out of state so I could do something else, which I'm doing right now. But right now, my major medical at the state Blue Cross Blue Shield is paid for the rest of my life. I generally, 9 times out of 10, I walk in, hand a card, and I get seen by a doctor. At most, it's like a $5 or $10 copay. Pays great. So you generally get a real strong package. That's one of the things that draws you into a state program. Get over here on the curb lane. Typically, your workload is going to be more like about 18 to 22, 23 hours a week. Generally, in a state system, you'd think it's consistent, but it's not. There's some parameters everybody kind of falls within inside, but you'll find the curriculum's a little different. The workload's a little different. There's a lot of things that are a little different. But I've seen the full-time load, meaning hours on your feet teaching, would be shop or classroom. I've seen that as low as 18 hours a week, as high as 23 or 24 a week. Depends on where you work. That means that that's your full-time load. That's your salary. And if they need to teach more than that, that's going to be an additional contract. That's overload pay. Now, that overload pay tends to fall in a $25 an hour stuff, which is not too shabby because, remember, you've already got your fringe benefit package through your salary. So this is, you know, wage above and beyond your base. So if you don't get that deal, you're an adjunct, right? If you're not a full-time adjunct, it's a fancy word for part-time. You'll still be a contract, but it's a contract generally per class. They'll say, okay, we need you to teach a brake class, and here's a contract to teach a brake class. It'll have a number on there. Let's just say $3,000. They never talk hours because they don't want to get in the overload. They'll say, we'll pay you $3,000 to teach the brake class, and here's the hours, here's when it meets, and you say, I'll do it. They say it includes prep time, you know, getting ready and prepare for class, and, you know, you got turning your grades, but they don't require you to do any committee meetings or anything like that. But if you divide that number, they'll pay you by the hours you're going to be there. There's not much money left. They're not really paying you much for outside of classroom time. So, you know, and no fringe benefits, period. You just, you know, $3,000, teach that brake class, show up on time, get you taught, not a lot of complaints, post your grades, and we're okay. That's where you're at. No office hours required, and generally no office nowhere to plop down and get your name on the door. That generally don't happen either.